You can force it. See, like I gotta force it, man. Fake it till you make it. All right, here we go, kiddos. Oh, I've got a document for you guys. Right there, y'all. Document. Woo! Woo! Everybody needs that document. That's a good document. I hope your last class was okay. Kind of seem like you're having a bad day, Bean. I hope it gets better. Maybe I'm just completely wrong. It's Friday, Friday. Everybody wants to get down on Friday, Friday. Oh, Friday, Friday. Want to get down on Friday, Friday. What? Can I get a what? Yeah, get that document, kiddo. Good. Hey, I hope Hawk Time was awesome. We had ACT practice and it was awesome. Why is Emma Woodley here? Emma, why are you here? Emma, you're in the wrong class, kid.
I think I'm in the wrong class.
Emma, you're in the wrong class, kid.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Bye, Emma.
Bye.
Oh, I had my microphone in. You guys are, is Emma still in here?
No, she's gone.
Okay, good. I was like, what?
Yeah.
There's Jasmine De La Mora. She's the best. There's Giselle Martinez. She's the best. Oh my goodness. What's up, Jeremiah? Hey, Jeremiah, can I give you a suggestion? Come on your mic and say something to me, dude. I'm feeling really isolated right now. Sabina's been mad dogging me since she came in here. That's right. It's fine. Hey, Jeremiah, can you come on your mic and can I give you a suggestion? Yes or no? You got to tell me.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, you're an important person. I really like you a lot. Your last name is capitalized, but your first name isn't, dude. Your first name is the boss. You gotta, and I'm gonna give Piedra the same thing. You gotta change your name to, it's a proper noun. Capitalize that thing, man. Jeremiah's the boss. Piedra, your last name carries some weight. Why don't you capitalize that thing? You know what I mean? I mean, come on. That's just a recommendation. Look at Jeremiah. There's power behind that. That's right, Jeremiah. Ah, you're the boss, man. Okay, guys. I believe class starts in 4 minutes. Dr. Smith and I are super excited to see you. I hope you enjoyed Hawk Time. I know I did. I think there was, I had Rodolfo in there. I don't know if any of you guys are friends with Rodolfo. Rodolfo is the boss in Hawk Time. I have Giselle Garcia, but not Giselle Martinez. I wish I had Giselle Martinez. I heard that she's a pretty decent person too. We'll see, right? Let's see. See ya. Same thing, man. Why don't you guys capitalize y'all's names? Y'all look at Miss Stewart, Berlin Stewart. Her name is so powerful. She just puts it in all caps. She says, "Don't worry about it. I am the boss." Yeah, heck yeah. Heck yeah. Heck to the yeah. All right. So we do have an agenda. I don't want to really start covering the agenda too much. I want to let other people pile in here. I know there's some of you guys still probably meandering down the hallway trying to make it to your class. It is Friday. We have a 3-day weekend, which is pretty nice, right? It's good in ways and bad in ways. I have mixed emotions about Martin Luther King Day. I kind of feel like Martin Luther King would be like, are we going to take a day off from school right? Like this guy fought tooth and nail and died so people could have equal rights and everyone could go to school. Um, and then we take a day off on his day. I always thought that there was a lot of irony there. A lot of irony there. I want to go to school, man. It's going to give me more political and economic power to go to school. I want to go to school. I am excited to see you guys, though. Dr. Smith, are you excited to see these kids?
I am, absolutely.
What about you, Miss Stewart? You excited to see these kids? Are you here? I couldn't, I literally couldn't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now, yeah.
Yeah, I am excited.
Oh man, you're in San Francisco. I thought I saw you down the street. Look at you. You're in Marin County. You're on the north side of the bridge. You're on the north side, man.
I teleported there right after my conversation with you.
I wish I could go to Marin County. I have sat in that very spot where you're sitting on camera, and I have enjoyed a really beautiful cup of hot steaming coffee and that cool Pacific breeze. And I felt like everything was perfect in the world at that moment. It was a beautiful sight. It truly was. Watching all those ships come in and out of that harbor or that pass. Fantastic place to live. Scary though, man. You talk about expensive. Ugh. That cup
It's
of
definitely that.
yeah, he's like a $10 cup of coffee. Like what? $10 for a cup of coffee? I can't do it. Can't do it. Okay, so I want to practice something really quick. There's 4 of you guys in here. So you guys do me the favor, get your computer where I can see you off your phone. Otherwise, I'm gonna call you out, just straight up out of Locash. That's you, Pedro. So I need to be able to see that you're off your phone, and I'm not kidding. And then what I'd like you to do is use your mics in here. I'm gonna cut mine off. I'm gonna mute myself. I don't want you guys.
Hi.
Ooh, good, there's one. Good, man.
Hi.
Awesome.
Hi.
Ooh, you're super
Hi.
okay, so we can hear all 4 of you. If their mics work, your mics work.
Okay, Mr. Pope, if you're still talking, it's gone out.
Oh, I'm sorry. I muted myself so that we could. So
Okay.
I muted myself so that it wouldn't have an echo when they were doing it. But their
Okay.
mics are working. So we really want you guys, Dr. Smith and I are going to ask you guys questions today. There's going to be lots of participation, and we're going to stick to this time schedule. So there was the bell. The bell has sounded. So we're going to do the do now. The do now is a discussion. The notes, not so much of a discussion. There'll be a time or two that she and I are going to ask you a question. The practice is going to be group practice, and there's going to be heavy discussion. Closed reading is quiet. The discussion is predicated upon you actually using your voices. We're going to do a pre-test review. That's going to be you guys using your voices. We can't get through this unless you do this. Now, you guys are our favorite class anyway. Don't tell the other classes. You guys are our favorite class. We know that you guys will be using your voices a lot. Okay, here we go. Question. Why does a peacock have such an elaborate tail? Why does a peacock, and this question is open to anyone who would like to answer. This is a really cool question. Why does the peacock have such an elaborate tail? And this is a male peacock. That is helpful. So you guys use your voices. I am not looking at the chat. She and I are not looking at the chat. Use your voices. This is a good time to practice. Use your voices. Did you turn your mic on?
To attract mate.
Okay. He's trying to attract some females. Is that what you're saying? Okay, awesome. Okay, Jasmine, you are correct. And that, well, okay.
To scare away predators. Ew.
So one of you is correct, and I'm sorry to say this. I'm really sorry, Giselle, but Jasmine's correct. It's not used to scare away predators. It's used to attract little peacock girlfriends. Now, there's a problem with it. It's not perfect, right? But it works to a certain extent. Do you guys notice anything about his tail other than it's really colorful?
His tail looks like it has like a bunch of eyes on it.
Looks like it has a bunch of eyes. Okay. What
It's
else?
It looks like a Chinese fan. It's all over the place.
There's a pattern though. Do you guys see the pattern? There's a pattern. You guys are doing great with the discussion. Somebody come on, Mike, and say what the pattern is. I'm sort of helping you with the
It
pattern.
uses the same colors and it's the same shape throughout,
What's the shape?
like a egg looking shape.
Kind of like an egg looking shape. Yeah, it's kind of round. There's symmetry. You can see there's these circles, like you can see a circle here, there's a circle here, there's a circle here. This guy's got some circles. But let's go back to you, Giselle. Giselle, you said it was to scare predators. It actually doesn't. It makes him stand out. I mean, this guy looks like a turd in a punch bowl. Have you ever been to a wedding, Giselle? Did they serve punch? Do you think you'd notice if a big turd was floating around in that? You wouldn't notice. Yeah, you wouldn't notice. You would stay away from the punch. You'd be like, I'm not touching that punch. That punch is gross, right? So, well, this guy kind of stands out like that too. So do you think that's a disadvantage? It's an advantage to attract a mate. Is it a disadvantage to be attractive to predators? Yeah, thank you. Yes, it is. So what's so cool about this? If a predator is chasing you, if a predator is chasing you, what part of you do you think he's going to catch first? If you're running away from something, which part of him do you think the predator is going to grab first?
The tail.
That's right, it's the tail. If he's missing a feather, let's say this is a male and this feather is missing, or this feather is missing, or this feather is missing, it implies that he's slow and he can't get away from predators. If you're slow, maybe she doesn't want to mate with him, because if you mate with him, her offspring will be slow. So think about that for a minute. All right, I'm going to stop for a moment, and you need to have paper to write down notes today. It's going to be important. That was there at the beginning. I'm going to project something. I need you to write this T-chart down. This T-chart is important. Please write this T-chart down. We'll give you guys, you don't need long. You don't need long. In the meantime, we'll look at your chats. Yeah, I mean, the whole thing. What are you talking about? It's like variation in populations generate maintains T-chart. No, that's a good question though, Bina. I got you. I'm giving you a hard time today because you're mad dog. You don't need to write these words. Don't put them in the correct location yet. You can kind of leave these off. You can write them down at the bottom, but don't put them over here yet. This is going to be like a cheat sheet for your quiz later. If you can remember these few things, you can answer a lot of these questions. This is a pretty basic principle. Remember, we had 5 observations and 3 inferences. Those things can help you understand how to answer these questions. And this is really it in a nutshell. Those observations are kind of implied in this T-chart. It's a good way to get it. I'll leave it up here for just another moment. Most of you guys, and I'll give credit to the kids that came into class today. When they came in, they got their things out. They were ready to take notes. I'm really impressed with that. Now, Bina has been ready to give me a hard time since she came in, and she's going to set an alarm after she writes this T-chart down, and she's going to set an alarm for 15 minutes, and then she's going to tell me to hush really loud. Can you do that, Bina? All right, she has agreed to do so. I wish more of you guys were in class. I would like to see you. Okay, I'm going to leave. That's enough time to write this T-chart down. You can fill it in later. It's going to be important that you do. So we're going to go back to where we were. Here we go. 15 minutes starts now. So we have 3 topics today. 3 topics. And it sounds pretty complicated, but it's really not. Genetic variation is something we've already studied. We already had our genetics unit. We're going to use that information and apply it to this unit this time. Next topic is fitness. Now, fitness is going to be something that you think is probably about how strong you are or how fast you are, what your blood pressure like, what your weight like. That has nothing to do with what we're thinking about today. We're going to be thinking about genetic fitness, and that's going to be a little different. Well, you'll see it's pretty easy. And then I think most of you guys know what adaptation is. Adaptation is a pretty straight thing. Yeah. Oh, Vu, do you know that you're a woman after my own heart? My heart, pitter, pat. Thank you for that direct message. Keep that to yourself, okay? Keep that to yourself. Do not share that information yet. I will come to you later. Be still, my heart. Okay, here we go. So again, so that T-chart, you can start filling it in just a moment. The questions for today are, how is genetic variation generated and how is it maintained? How is it maintained and how do I get it in the first place? So first thing is easy. You guys remember mutations. This is a point mutation. I've got a genetic code here. Got cytosine, adenine, thymine, guanine, adenine, thymine again. But there's a mutation right here. And let's just say this is blue eyes. So let's say I'm an organism with blue eyes, but I have a mutation, gives me thymine instead of adenine, and instead I get brown eyes. Now, if I pass that down to my offspring, especially if that occurs in my gametes, that mutation occurs when I'm making sperm or egg, holy smoke, my kids could get something that's brand new. The brand new mutation. This is how we generate variation. It's how we get new variation. Again, variation is going to be a range of phenotypes. In this room, I've got short kids, that's Jasmine. I've got tall kids, that's Sabina, and I've got everything in between. But we can get new traits because of mutations that generates or gives us new ones. We also get it from sexual reproduction. And you guys remember when we had meiosis, that we get every sperm and egg is different. And I know this is a review, but it's still important to review. Keep it in your head. Remember, we go through interphase, prophase, metaphase, anaphase. But during prophase and metaphase, we get this crossing over event. We get this event where our chromosomes share information back and forth. And I'm going to zoom in on this particular spot. And again, I know it's a review. You guys help me with color. Help me with color. So let's see who my color people are going to be that can help us. I'm going to try to get away from you guys in here. Let's go to Asia. Asia, what color is this? Asia, can you tell me, because I'm colorblind, you really are helping me. I do not know what color this is. Asia. Asia, we're stuck, kid. Everybody's tripping because we're stuck. We're stuck like Chuck. I need you to reach out and tell us what color this is. Not a hard question. If you're here, you could answer that question. If you're not, that means you're not here and we have to bounce you out of class. Oh, there you are. Thank you, Asia. It would be better to use your mic, yo, because then it makes everybody feel more comfortable that we can hear each other. So they're right. Thank you. That's green. Hey, Kenneth, what color is this, yo? Kenneth, what color is this? Oh, man, you guys are going to kill me. Okay, that's blue. Thank you. And let's go to Mario. You're a super verbose kid. What color is this?
An orangish color.
An orangish color. Nice. Okay, an orangish. And then Boo, what color is this one?
Isn't that brown?
You tell me, I'm colorblind. So I've
Yeah,
got green,
brown.
blue, orange, and brown. When we have crossing over, remember, we exchange that genetic information. So I could have, let's say, a green and blue, but when I switch them out, they're going to be different. They're going to be different. So if I pass down this trait that's green, I could, instead of passing down blue with it, I can now pass down brown. And orange is now paired with blue. So every time we make sperm and egg, they're going to be different. There's not a case where I will ever have a chance to have the same kid again. All of my children and every child that's ever born on earth, every organism that's born from sexual reproduction is different unless they're a twin. But there's always an exception, right? But all of these are going to be different. So sex and mutations are how we generate it. But how do we maintain it? How, this is new information. Well, there's a couple of ways. One of them was what we just saw, diploidy. We got 2 sets of chromosomes. Diploid is important because I may have one trait, like for me, I have green eyes. My father had blue eyes. You have to be homozygous recessive to keep blue eyes. I do not have blue eyes, but I do carry that trait. I do carry that trait. So I could pass down blue eyes to my children. Neither one of them do. They both have brown eyes because their mother has brown eyes, and that's dominant to blue. But I could preserve it. I can store that genetic information and pass it down later. It could reappear. If you remember this when we studied genetics. It's also organisms that are heterozygotes tend to do better. If you have a closely inbred dog, like a breed, a beagle, a German shepherd, a Doberman pinscher, they tend to not do very well. They're inbred. They don't have a lot of genetic variation. And the problem is they die young. They get problems with cancer and things. And mutts are the best dogs to have because they have a lot of what we call heterozygosity. They're heterozygotes for a lot of traits. They tend to do better and survive and leave more babies. And you'll see why again in a moment. We'll give you some other examples. Also, think about if an allele, if a trait is too common, it's not successful. So what is something that's extremely expensive? Think about things that are really expensive and come on your mic and drop them. Just give us a bunch. Things that are really expensive.
Cars.
Cars. Let's think of something that's really expensive, that's small and expensive.
Gold.
Gold.
Jewelry.
Diamond.
Diamonds.
Ruby.
What was that?
Rubies.
Rubies. Yeah, gold, diamond, rubies. You can't just go out in your yard and pick those up, right? If those things were really common, no one would give 2 craps about diamonds, rubies, and gold. It would be nothing. But because it's not common, we put a lot of value on it. So let's take a look and think about that for a second. In the United States, this is a distribution of phenotypes. And this particular phenotype was based on hair color. What are the most common hair colors for these groups? Was brown or dark hair. So brown or black hair is the most common hair color in the United States. What do you guys see? Look. What color? Hey, I know my hair is, it's gray. I can't help it. But what color do you think it used to be? It was black. You can see it, salt and pepper, right? Yeah, I used to have black hair. It's not anymore, man. It got gray. What do people do with their hair? You see it all the time. Well, can you come on your mic and say something, man?
They diet.
Right. They get highlights. There's even kids walking around this school with blue hair. I mean, that's not very common. If you ever see somebody born with blue hair, wow. So if traits are too common, they're usually not very successful. You know, people are like, oh, but ooh, look at this kid come in with the blue hair. Awesome. This is the blonde phenotype. It's the least common one. People will often put little blonde highlights and stuff in their hair because it kind of makes them stand out, right? It's not a very common trait. Some variation doesn't make any difference whatsoever. Pyogen. Let's say you're gonna, do you have somebody that you think is the most beautiful person on earth? Like a celebrity? You don't have any celebrity that you think is the most beautiful, cutest person that you've ever seen? Giselle, what about you? Come on your mic. You don't know either?
Mr. Pope, you check your chat box, please.
Oh man, there's a bunch, huh? I have no idea who these people are. Oh, there was a bunch of answers about celebrities. I'm sorry. I just saw y'all's. Yes, I can do that. You guys excuse me for just a moment. It's gonna take a sec to do this. While I'm doing this, I want you to think about whomever these celebrities are. And there's a bunch of celebrities here and I'm like, what are these people talking about, right? If that celebrity came to you and said, hey, I've got a freckle on my belly button. Do you think that would make them more attractive to you? Would y'all all of a sudden be like, oh, I'm really down with that? No, exactly. It wouldn't make any difference. Some things don't make any difference whatsoever. Keep that in mind when we do this. So let's just practice this for a moment. So we've looked at how we generate it, how we maintain, but we haven't got to really how we maintain it clearly. So let's do a few things. There is a new term that you're going to learn, and it's going to be called fitness. This is a really important term. So Vu, can you come on your mic and tell us what fitness is? You brought it up to us earlier.
So I think fitness is how many like offspring an animal can produce like before they get killed or like they pass away.
It's a little more than that, but that's a little more than that. So let's try to bring this. I'm going to use you as an example. How many children does your mother have? Okay, your mother has 6. Awesome. Every one of her children has 50% of her DNA. What percentage of her DNA is left behind? What is 50 times 6? Come on your mic and talk.
50 times 6 is 300.
Yes, 300. So your mother has a fitness level of 300. I have 2 kids. What's my fitness level?
150.
What? My kid, I have 2 kids.
Oh, 100.
100. Who has a greater fitness, your mother or me?
Guess my mom.
Okay, how many kids do you have?
0.
Who has a greater fitness, you or me?
You.
Me, that's right. Keep that in mind. I got a bunch of ahs in this class. Okay, cool. Let's see. So we're comparing. That's what this term right here is, relative contribution. It's my contribution to the gene pool compared to your mother. Your mother beats Mr. Pope. I beat you. There might be some of your other parents that are also beat me. If they have 3 kids, they're more than me. So you're right, Vu, but it's not just that. Your kids also have to survive to reproduce themselves. Keep that in mind. It's not just how many kids you have, but it's how many offspring you have that survive to reproduce themselves. Keep that in mind. So let's play a little game. So I want you to consider the following. There's a little scenario. I have 2 females. That's it. Who has a greater fitness? The red or the blue? Please drop it in the chat. Who has the greater fitness, the red or the blue? Oh man, you guys are killing it. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. Who has the greater fitness, red or blue, red or blue? There's 11 of you so far. Please give them to Dr. Smith as well. Please give them to Dr. Smith as well. Looks like they're going out to everybody and me privately, but Dr. Smith would like to see it if you give them me privately. Excellent, 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 excellent. Okie doke. So let's go a little further. Let's go a little further. Let's see how this stands up over time. Now remember, my kids have half of my DNA. But when they reproduce, they're going to take my DNA and cut it in half. So 50 divided by 2 is 25, 25, 25, 25. At the second generation, this red one is still 100% there. She has 2 kids. She still, if she dies, doesn't matter. She's got her DNA left behind. Those 2 kids have 2 kids, 100% is left behind. Those 2 kids, 25 divided by 2 is 12 and a half. 12 and a half times 8 is also 100. Huh? It's been 15 minutes? Cool, we're gonna get to practice then. So this blue is at a disadvantage. So let's practice this. Let's do this a little better. What happens? This is where we get to practice. Why would you not survive? What else happens? What happens to most organisms before they grow up? Because it's not just how many you have, it's how many survive and reproduce themselves. What happens to most grasshoppers, most birds, most frogs, most everything, worms? What happens to them before they reach adulthood? Most of them don't make it. Come on your mics, man. You guys are chatting to me. I see that you're in. Come on your mics. I'm ignoring your chats. I want to hear.
Hunted?
I'm sorry?
Hunted or
Yeah,
maybe?
no, you're right. You're totally right. You might not survive because a major reason is you get your butt eaten. Most things don't live. They get predation, kills them. Even grass, right? Grass and trees, things eat them before they become adults. You know, you get these grazing animals. So let's think about this for a minute. So Jeremiah, help me out. What is the color of this habitat? Batiste, what's my habitat color? On your microphone, yo.
Green.
Green, you're the boss. Stick with me for a second, baby. There's variation in my frogs. What color is this frog, Jeremiah?
Like yellowish, greenish.
Heck yeah, Jeremiah. Jeremiah was a bullfrog, good friend of mine. And this one is a yellow one. And then I've got this frog, in this case, is green. I called on you because I knew that this was the bullfrog one. Have you ever heard that song, Jeremiah?
No.
Okay, look it up later. Jeremiah was a bullfrog. You'll hear it. Okay, now, predator is going to use visual cues to find prey. So the question is now, which color is more visible to the bird? Which color is more visible to the bird? Let's go to Mackenzie Lewis. Mackenzie Lewis, which one? The yellow or the green? Yes, Mackenzie, the yellow, but please use your microphone next time, man. I get so isolated and sad here. Yeah, yellow, it's easy to see, right? Like a turd in a punch bowl. You noticed that one. All right, now, these females all have the same fitness. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 babies. They're all worth 50% of her DNA. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what's the fitness level of these females? What's the fitness level of these females? 5 times 50. 50 times 5 is 150? What? Come on your microphone, man.
250?
250 is correct. 200, yeah, 5 times 50 is 200 and, hold on a second. Yeah, I thought I was crazy for a minute. Yeah, it's 250. Y'all had me second guessing myself. I had somebody say 125 in the chat. Like, what are you talking about? Okay, so yes, 250. Okay, so which one's more likely to get eaten? Mackenzie, which one's more likely to get eaten? The green frogs or the yellow frogs? Sticking with you, Mackenzie. Mackenzie, which one's more likely to get eaten? Oh, you're going to chat with me. That makes me angry. Okay, fine. Yellow. You're right. They're more likely to get eaten. Now, there's one thing that can happen, right? Which ones are likely to be of reproductive age? The green ones, obviously, they can survive. That female's fitness could remain. Now, this yellow one's going to survive, though, It's not all of them will die. So this is not a magic. This is just an example where green is more likely than yellow to survive to reproductive age. But that's not always the case. That's not always going to be true. Something that we know about environments. What happens to environments? What do we know about environments? What do they do? What happens to environments? Think about where we are right now. 200 years ago, do you think that there were buildings here?
It changes.
It changes. You got to be kidding me. You mean that there weren't buildings here 250, 300 years ago?
Oh, I thought about environment around. Like,
Yeah. The environment around here, even here, has changed. There's no more buffalo. There's no buffalo walking around Arlington. It wasn't even Arlington. So what happens if the environment changes? And we do know environments change. Otherwise, everything would still be here. Dinosaurs would still be here if the environment hadn't changed. So let's see. What's going to happen now? Which color is going to be better at life? Let's go to De La Mora. Which color is most visible in this background, green or yellow?
Green.
Right, sweetheart, you are correct. You are correct. So which one's likely to get eaten in this environment? Here, of course, is going to be green. They're done. See ya. So your fitness could change depending on what environment you're in. You drop me off in another part of the world where I don't speak the language, I probably would not have done as well as I have done in the United States. Environment is different. This is the thing about this country. This country is also not even. You guys know that. We have problems in this country. There are certain groups of people that are favored over others. So we have to fight against that. Now that's a little slightly different topic. It's not necessarily genetic, but we can work on making our environment better. Other organisms can't do that. They're just subjected to whatever environment they're in. We have the power to change our environment with our voices. And you guys got to keep that up, or at least develop that as you get older. All right, so let's combine these ideas. When you look at these females, how many advantages does this female have here, the red one? How many advantages? Now, don't answer it out loud yet. Does she have 1, 2, or 3 advantages compared to, relative to the blue female? How many advantages does the red female have? And I'm going to ask somebody. I haven't shaken Gabe's cage today. So Gabe, how many advantages, 1, 2, or 3, do you think the red female has compared to the blue female?
Do I say it now?
Yeah, say it out loud.
I'm gonna say 2.
What are they?
So first one is the habitat they're in is red, and the red female color blends in with the habitat, and the red female produces more, which has a longer, I forgot what it's called, but
absolutely, she has a higher reproductive advantage. She can have more offspring, and her offspring are camouflage. So she's got 2 advantages over this blue female. But what if I change it? How many advantages does she have now? Let's go to Jordan Lewis. Good job, Gabe. How many advantages does she have now? Jordan. Uh-oh. Jordan, don't make me call the house, dude. Oh, you're gonna chat with me? That's nice. Ah, that's right. She only has one. She only has one advantage. She's just, and it's actually different. It's actually not that she's red. Her advantage is that she can have more offspring. Blue has camouflage. She has more offspring. Now they're equal. Now they're equal. Sometimes having one offspring, it might actually be better because you can take better care of it. Having the most offspring, have two because you know one of them's going to get killed. That might be your reproductive strategy. All right, we're going to stop sharing. We're going to go to this T-chart and we're going to fill this in. So go back to the T-chart you had. If you arrived late, you're going to draw this T-chart and let's see what we get. So you can use this to take the quiz later and it's awesome. So in this T-chart, I've got variation in population, generates and maintains. Where do we put these terms? So let's start with mutation. Let's start with mutations. And I'm gonna go to Elliot James, man. I'm gonna go to Elliot James. Elliot, what do I do with mutation? Does it go to generate or maintain?
Generate.
Heck yeah. What can I get a mutation? Okay. Thank you, sweetheart. You did a great job. Appreciate it. Everybody appreciate it. Well, ice. What do I do with natural selection? Does it generate or maintain? Well, ice, Ibrahim. Well, ice, dude. You're killing me, Smalls. Well, Ice, I'm going to bounce you out of here if you don't at least, if you're not sharing with us, I'm assuming that you're not paying attention. You either take a chance in the chat or you say something. Everybody is at least taking a chance in the chat. I'm assuming you're not here if you don't use the chat or speak. You can even do it privately if you want. Otherwise, I'm going to bounce.
I sent him a private message. I haven't received a response yet.
All right, cool. What is bounce? You can watch the video. All right, cool. All right, so let's go to Bennett. Bennett, natural selection, does it generate or maintain?
I think like maintain.
You are correct, sir. You are correct, sir. So let's go to our next best friend. Our next best friend is going to be, who have I not picked on? There's a lot of you haven't picked on. I have not picked on Zanette de Leon. Sexual reproduction, does it generate or maintain?
It generates.
Heck yeah, you better believe it. Nice. Keep that in mind. Everybody should go to today's lesson on Schoology. I'll meet you there in about 15 seconds. I'll wait for you once I get there, but still. I'm gonna go to today's lesson on Schoology. It's the place that you want to be, man, Schoology. It's where everybody wakes up in the morning and says, hey, where do you want to go today? I want to go to Schoology, yo. That's where I want to be. That's where Bina wants to go. She's like, I want to go to Schoology in the morning. Shoot. Hush. Hush, y'all hush. What? You have to. One, selection pressure says go to Schoology. That's what the selection pressure says. That's sus, huh, Bina? That's sus. Y'all teaching me new words. Selection pressure says Mr. Pope needs to learn new words. Okay, everybody's gonna go to bed bugs. When you get there, go to bed bugs. Go to bed bugs, yo. I love bed bugs. Bed bugs love you. We're gonna go to bed bugs. You're gonna open this document. Now, I'm gonna see if you guys have gotten there yet. So I've got, good job, Jeremiah. You're the boss. Good job. Bina, you're the boss. Good job, Delamore. You're the boss. Good job, DeLeon. You're the boss. Good job. Good job, Jaden Hawkins. You're the boss. Good job, Hudson. You're the boss. Kayla, yeah. Ibrahim, of course not. Elliot James. Mackenzie Lewis, still waiting on you. Giselle, you're in here with me, kid. Would you open the document, please? Oh, you did? Okay, let's go back and check. Let me refresh. Let's just see. I'll give you the benefit of, oh, you did open it. Good job. What you're going to do is when you open this document, do not answer any questions at the bottom. First things first, you're going to read the document and you're looking for words you do not know. Just read it. Now, you kids actually have hard copies. Use your hard copy. It's easier to read paper. I'm so sick of looking at computers. And take 4 minutes and just read it. It's just it's a little over 1 page. And you're looking for words you don't know. Read it to understand it, and then we'll get clarity in a moment. 4 minutes and I'll hush my mouth. Dina already told me to hush. There you did. Calm me along. Remember, maybe highlight the words that you don't know, underline the words you don't know, and then you can ask me and Dr. Smith in a moment. Maybe Ms. Stewart could help us out. I don't know if you can see the document or not, Ms. Stewart. Okay, you got about 30 seconds. We'll come together. The average ninth grader should not know at least 10 words on this document. This document is written at a sophomore level. So if you don't know words, congratulations, you're normal. This is written at a student that has finished their sophomore year. So let's talk about these. And when you have a word that you want to bring up, please tell us which paragraph. So in this case, let's consider this to be paragraph 1. And you would say, oh, I don't know what, in this case, putative means. What does putative mean? And you would say paragraph 1, line 2, and then say putative. That way, we could all go to that paragraph. And so it's open at this point. You guys bring up the words, and then maybe we could help our ACT and SAT scores as well. So learn some vocabulary. Oh, Zanette, you want to know about putative? Well, that's one that kids asked last time. That's a good question. That's a good one to ask. Putative means dismissed. And I didn't know that word. That was a new word for me. Are you smarter than a sophomore? Apparently I'm not. I didn't know that word last time. Yeah, putative means like a dismissed idea or a rejected idea, an idea that people used to think and they no longer think. Like we used to think the world was flat, but that's a putative idea. We got rid of that idea. We now know the world is of a sphere. Okay, paragraph 1, line 2. Aquatic. Aquatic means water. So it's an aquatic a lot. Aquatic means that you live in the water. So there were people that used to think because we didn't have hair, because most organisms that live in the water don't have hair or a lot of hair, that we lived in an aquatic environment. Aquatic environment. Some of you guys are asking, okay, cool. Okay, slow down for a minute. Geez Louise, look at all the words you guys are putting in the chat. Geez Louise. So let's go to paragraph 2. Paragraph 2 in line 4. That somebody asked about that one. What is hirsute? Hirsute is a hairy organism. If you're hirsute right here, hirsute means hairy. You're a hairy organism. If you're a hirsute organism, you are hairy. Let's see what else you guys have. There's other people that have asked for words, but you're not telling me what paragraph and line. We need to know what paragraph and line. Oh, paragraph 4, line 3. So let's look. Paragraph 4, line 3. Arthropods. Oh, an arthropod is an organism that has an exoskeleton, that have a heart, they're hard on the outside, and they have no bones. They have an external skeleton. So like an insect, a lobster, a crawfish. I'm trying to think of what else would have been arthropod. An external skeleton, an exoskeleton. Like a bug doesn't have an internal skeleton, they have a hard skeleton on the outside. That's a good one. Thank you for asking all these great terms. That was your first one? Ooh, paragraph 4, line 1. That is vellus. The word vellus, what does vellus mean? A vellus hair are little bitty tiny hairs like around your forehead, the edge of your forehead, or you ladies, you guys know the guys at your age, you know, like they think that they can grow a mustache, but they can't. They got that little peach fuzz mustache. Yeah, that's a vellus mustache. That's right, that's a vellus mustache. Little skinny, sad vellus hairs. Peach fuzz, yo. Did we miss anything? I don't see any other terms. Did we miss anything? Y'all see any other words before we go to the questions? Y'all asked a lot more than the last class. Y'all are awesome. We can take one more, actually. The only one, commensurate, in paragraph 5. Thank you guys for doing that. Commensurate. Let's go to paragraph 5. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A commensurate that's a good word. A commensurate, I think, is going to be one compared to another. A commensurate patch, like the next patch of hair. I'm going to double check and make sure. Commensurate. Corresponding size or degree. Yeah, so you're comparing one patch of hair to one patch with hair and one patch without hair. They're comparing those two things. A commensurate patch that was not shaved. Okay, I have to stop at that point. There's a lot of people asking other questions. You should look through this and add these to your vocabulary. Let's go to these questions. What was the selection pressure on humans? Let's deal with these questions now. And you guys just throw them out there. What do people try to avoid? What is the problem here? What is the problem in this reading? What's the pressure on people? What do we need to be able to do? What are the environmental factors here on people? What are we trying to avoid? Look at that picture on the board over there. On the far left side. Yeah, but look at the picture on there. Oh, you got it. Might y'all use your microphones, dadgummit? We use your microphones, man. Thank you. Yeah, okay. Yes. Being bitten by bugs. That's right. And please, I don't know if they're sharing this with you, Dr. Smith. They're texting it to me. They're making me feel isolated and sad. But yes, being bitten by bugs. But why is that a problem? What could be bitten by bugs give us? Please use your microphones. Come on.
Virus or diseases.
Absolutely. You get a disease, man. You get a disease. By the way, think about this for just a sec. Let's say, Kenneth, you with me? Just give me a thumbs up. If you're with me, just give me a thumbs up. Cool. Let's say somebody walks up to you and they're like, "Hey, kid," like they're attracted to you, right? You're like, "Hey, what's up?" And they come up to you and they got bite marks all over their face. Are you gonna want to get involved with that person? Like, hey, you want to go play? You want to go do something? You want to go to the movies? Are you going to go out with them if they got bite marks all over their face or arms? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Yeah, man. Nobody is going to want to hang out with you. You're going to be like, I don't want to mate with this person. If they have bite marks all over them, that means they're not good at avoiding disease. If they get disease, maybe my kids will have disease. You avoid this. That's a selection pressure. Holy crud. We just answered the next question. Why is this a pressure? Because it's going to affect reproduction. Just jump right ahead. It affects reproduction. Reproduction is all natural selection is. Mating success. That's really is. Who's best at passing down babies? So this is a really open question, and I have no idea what you're going to come up with this. What do you guys expect the frequency of hair to be, or the diameter of hair to be on humans? Do me a favor before we answer this question, number 3. How many of you guys have ever been attacked by bed bugs? I have. I got my butt by bed bugs. I got whipped by them. I got eaten up with them one time. It was awful. I'm just curious, have any of you guys been bitten by bed bugs? I spent the night at my neighbor's house and it was terrible. They had bed bugs and holy crap. Yeah, heck yeah, I told them. I burned my clothes that I was wearing that I left over there. I literally burned them. Yeah, next time. None of you guys have ever been bitten by bed bugs? Okay, so let me ask you the question then. If I am the, one of you guys has. Okay, thank you for being honest. One of you guys has. If out of 20 of us, only 2 of us have ever been bitten by bed bugs, would that be a strong selection pressure or a weak selection pressure? Put it in the chat. Weak or strong? 2 out of 20. Good. Thank you, Jaden. Thank you, Jasmine. Thank you, Sabina. Thank you, Jordan. Thank you, Muse. Thank you, Batiste. Thank you, Delamore. You guys are right, baby. It's weak. Do you think it's going to change hair? Do you think hair is going to change in that case? What do you guys think? Aren't you? Okay, there's some bunch of no's. Why don't you come on your mic? Why don't you use your microphone, kid? Your ancestors gave you a voice that is what it is. That your traits came from somebody who fought in a lot to make sure that they survived so that you could give rise to you. Whatever phenotype you have, be proud of it. Be proud. What you got? What do you think is going to happen to hair? Anybody that help us out. We only have 17 minutes, kids, and I want to practice the quiz before we take it. I want to practice these questions. I can't get to it unless we answer the number 3.
Hair can affect survival, like such as like hair can sometimes act like coat.
Oh, so you think that maybe we'll keep hair because maybe it doesn't help us with bed bugs, because bed bugs aren't a big deal, but keeping warm is? Is that what you're thinking? Because the question is, what do we expect the frequency or diameter of the hair to be? So if bed bugs are a weak selection pressure, maybe it's not maintained. But you're saying maybe it would be we would get more hair because it's cold? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Okay, what are you saying?
Never mind.
Okay. Always celebrate confusion because it's the first step to understanding. If you're struggling with this question, congratulations, you're thinking about the question. It's okay. There's very few bed bugs to maintain the diameter or frequency of hair. So do you think it will change? Think about your T-chart. I got a lot of people saying no, but you're not saying why. We're asking. I'd love to know why you think so. This is good. I'm glad you guys are direct messaging us, but it would be nice if you would use your microphone. Other people can't see your direct messages. Tell us why you think. Most of you guys are saying no. Why do you think no?
I think no, because bed bugs aren't like a huge threat to us as of now. And because, well, from what we can tell from the class, not many of us have ever had to deal with bed bugs. So that means our body wouldn't have to change or adapt any sort of way to deal with them.
Do you think it's going to stay the same then? Or you
I think
it's...
it'll stay the same.
Okay, fair enough. At least you have thoughts, right? That's all we're asking. You have thoughts. All right, we said that we would look at the pretest and we'll practice 2 questions before you take the quiz today. Maybe 3 if you guys chime in. You're gonna have to share with us. You're gonna have to talk to us. There's no way that we can do this on our own. We work for you and you've got to help us. So let's go to, wrong class, into the wrong period. Or did some of you guys already take the quiz? Oh, I hope that's not true. If you did, well, good luck. I hope I hope you didn't today. Okay, so I went to the wrong period. All right, I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna share my screen with you guys. You guys have access to this as well. We've got the questions and we already did 1 and 2. Let's go to 3. So we go to question 3. Let's read it. It says a chef sprays antimicrobial cleaner on the counter. So like Lysol, they spray Lysol on the countertop. At first, the bacteria population declined significantly. Oh, we did? You guys, we did this
I think
one?
this class made it a little bit further, so I think it's question 4 and 5.
Yay, yay. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy about that. All right, so let's go to this one. Thank you for you guys telling me that. A given plant population is pollinated exclusively by a particular bee. A wet spring leads to a disease that wipes out all the bees in the plant's habitat. What is the likely outcome? Use your T-chart. What's going to happen? A, B, C, or D? So let's look at A first. A mutation will arise, which will allow the plants to be pollinated by other insects. So will, in this case, the environment, which is selection, will that change the DNA? Does natural selection generate variation or maintain it? This is saying that it will generate it. Is that true or not? Drop it in the chat. Will natural selection generate variation? Drop it in the chat. Will natural selection generate variation? Good, thank you. Okay, you guys are texting it to everyone. At least you did, Mario. Yeah, that's right, Sabina. No, so that's right. A is not a possibility. You can use this T-chart to answer it. So let's go to B. Because they need to change their pollinators, some plant individuals will adapt. So because they need to change, does a need generate variation? Does a need generate variation? B, does a need to generate variation? Well, if I'm in a plane and it's crashing, I need to be able to fly. Will I grow wings because my plane is crashing? Thank you, Muse. Thank you, Muse. No. Thank you, Brasino. No. Thank you, Mario. No. Gabe. No. Hawkins. No. Geez, I can't keep up with you. Thank you. Yes. No. No way. I can't just because I need it. That's saying selection is going to change variation. It generates variation. It can't. Let's go to C. The plant population will die off. Sounds like that might be the one. That might be the one. Let's go to D. Enough variation exists. Well, no way. We already saw that. It says they are exclusively. What's another word for exclusive? What's a synonym for the word exclusive? If I had to put another word in there instead of exclusive, what would you put? What is the word? What's a synonym for exclusive? You can use your phone to look at the synonym if you want. What is a synonym for exclusive? Limited, thank you, limited, only. I'm sorry, total, rare. Okay, cool, you guys see that. So if it's rare, if it's only, if it's limited, there's not much variation. This says there's enough variation. This says there's not enough variation. So D is not our answer. C is our answer. The plants don't have enough variation. You don't have variation, you die. That's what's so great about the United States. We got a lot of variation, a lot of diversity in the United States. It's a strength of this country. So let's go to 5. Long question. It says male deer bucks in a given environment are reaching sexual maturity. So they're getting old enough to have babies with small and they're with smaller antlers than they did in the past. So the bucks are growing up and they're having a shift to smaller antlers. The growth rate has decreased. Some biologists suggest that this change is related to hunting because bucks with larger antlers are most prized and therefore taken by more by bucks with smaller antlers. So the smaller antler bucks live, the bigger bucks die. That's true. I'm a deer hunter. Which statements best explains the decrease in antler size. So let's go. Let's see. We're using our T-chart. The bucks know that if they grow antlers, oh, hold on a second. This is just this is the same thing. What is the word in the phrase here that tells you this is not possible? The bucks know that if they grow big antlers. Put it in the chat. What is the key word in this phrase? The bucks know that if they grow antlers.
I see Zanette on my side. And
Well,
then
she's
Sabina.
ignoring me. She hates me. They hate me. That's fine. I'm not here to be liked, yo. Oh my God, there's a lot of kids telling me, oh yeah, they know. No. Thank you. Yeah, a lot of you guys are saying no. Thank you. No. Yeah, you're saying the selection pressure causes change. That's not how it is. The bucks that live are small, so they pass down the gene for small antlers. So A is not possible. There was Jordan. Jordan said it was C. Let's go. The bucks that reproduce with smaller antlers are likely to have more chances to reproduce because they are not likely to be taken by hunters. They will pass down the slower growth rate to their offspring. You are right, Jordan Lewis. You are right, Jordan Lewis. You are the boss. That's reproduction. Reproduction generates variation. Reproduction. The environment selecting these bucks for death, the big ones, the small ones live. Go to today's quiz and take it. You're going to have, now listen, sweethearts, you're going to have only 8 minutes to do this. There's 4 questions. Take your time. I want you to take your time. Dr. Smith and I want you to get a 100. If you don't, you're still a valued member of our community. We just want you guys to do the best job you can. You have 8 minutes. It's about to be published. Refresh your screens and you will see it. We'll take attendance from this quiz. Please start. And when you're done, you go eat lunch. When you're done, go eat lunch. It's Evolution Quiz 1. Once you're done, you are welcome to leave. Once you are done, you are welcome to leave. Say, keep it. It's yours.
Thank you, Mr. Pope. Thank you, Dr. Smith. Have a good weekend.
You too,
See you next
Mario.
week.
Enjoy your weekend. Bye.
Bye.
Be good.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, Decorian. Have a good weekend.
All right, I've got to run. I got to close the call. Yep, I'll leave it too.
Yeah, just make sure you guys finish up before the time runs out.